Hi, I'm Bran, and I love When Calls the Heart.
Hi, I'm Jax, and I like When Calls the Heart.
I'm Dan, and I despise When Calls the Heart, and this is the
Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. Jax, we debuted that intro earlier this week, but this is your first time hearing it. How'd that grab you?
What do you think?
It grabbed me.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
That's great.
I wish I had it to listen to on the plane.
Oh, well, we'll make it available on Spotify.
And
How
you
about
came down. It's now September, Jack.
September 1st.
Labor Day right around the corner.
Yeah.
Are you excited about that? Is it starting to get cooler up in New York?
Yeah, it is. I'm starting to wear a jean jacket.
Ooh, a
just starting,
jean
huh?
jacket.
Okay.
Starting.
All right. Still balmy down here.
We're getting a little bit, depending on the day. This is like in South Carolina, you get fall, like fake fall, where like every once in a while it's just like, here's a taste of what it could be, and then it's back to hell, where we go. But you know, it feels like it's getting close, and the pumpkin spices are out now. Oh boy, can you believe it, everybody?
I can.
That's Ted and I didn't go to Chop House today. We just had a pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks and walked around.
It feels like that's a step down
Yeah.
from the Chop House. And I don't want to be that guy, but it doesn't feel like that's the standard that was promised.
Well, he flew me first class this time.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
So that was the
I thought
trade-off.
Spirit Airlines just had the big chair.
It's the
or
big
that was
chair.
us with
That was
Spirit.
us.
He flies you.
He fly. What does he fly you?
Private, actually.
Yeah,
It's
wow.
not even
Oh my
first
gosh.
class. It's
So
just
first
private.
class on a private jet are you flying the plane at that point?
Wow.
What are you doing?
Wow.
Yeah, every seat I'm pretty sure is first.
I don't like Ted. He makes me uncomfortable, but I'm happy that it's working out and that you're here again. Wearing a similar outfit.
This is my When Calls the Heart outfit.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
So will you be wearing the same thing?
Same thing.
Next
I think
week?
I'll probably switch it up next time I visit.
Okay.
And then I'll probably wear that same outfit for a few weeks.
Jessica in the chat just asked who Ted was, and Jessica, I hate that you missed our last two episodes because Ted has been around since the beginning. I want to be very clear, and he is a private donor that has earmarked a budget line item in Deck the Hallmark's budget just to fly Jax down once a week for When Calls the Heart.
So
So
okay,
things
our hands are
going
tied.
great.
Our hands are tied.
Could
there.
we use that money to pay Tracy? We could.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, Tracy.
Tell me about it.
You've been going without a paycheck for weeks now.
Not entirely true.
To be fair, wait a minute, what?
Don't worry about it.
But to be fair, you did spend your entire year's salary on a Frankie Muniz NFT, from what I understand.
Yes.
And that was ill-advised.
Non-fundable, fungible, fungible, Funyuns
Who are you talking to?
tokens.
Tokens. Yes.
It's a non-Funyuns token.
Okay.
Got
Yeah.
that.
You got a non-Funyuns token.
Yes.
So it's a token not made of Funyuns.
Well, that's the weird thing, is it was.
What does it have to do with Frankie Muniz, and why did it cost you a year's
Shaped-
salary?
It was shaped like him.
Is this a thing where people like think they see Jesus in like a piece of toast?
No, it's nothing like that. It's a non-Funyun token. Made of Funyuns.
You said it. That doesn't make it any clearer.
It is a bunch of Funyuns shaped like Frankie Muniz, made
So what
by
part of
Frankie
that is
Muniz.
non-Funyun token?
It's a play on words, Dan. You
I
ever
don't
heard of
think
it?
you know what a play
a
on words is.
syllabi.
All right. Enough of her.
A syllabi.
Enough of her.
It's always enough of her.
A syllabi.
Yeah.
One Calls the Heart, guys. Season 8, episode 3. This one is called, Dan, you know it.
Devil's Choice.
Devil's Joy.
Do you remember the name of this?
Give me a clue. For bomb explosions.
Yes.
It's all in the air.
Bomb explosions.
Go ahead, Bran.
From the Ashes.
oh, I see.
From the Ashes. Originally aired on March 7th, 2021, and it went a little something like this. Elizabeth and what I wrote down as Toesmary, but I think I meant Rosemary.
You wrote down Toesmary?
Yeah, I think it was a...
Do we need to talk about anything else?
Toesmary.
Are you also Googling like Pascal Hutton feet?
Oh my gosh, no. Elizabeth and Toesmary.
Toesmary and feet.
Elizabeth. That's funny.
Yeah.
Elizabeth and Toesmary hate a new fashion trend called the Freedomalls. I say they're being closed-minded. It looks great. Claire is excited about the Freedomalls, and Rosemary wants to support her because she hopes that Clara will one day take over Dottie's shop. This is Dottie's shop, but Dottie's no longer with us.
Dottie.
Going to take over the shop one day, and Elizabeth is like, for real? The Freedomalls girl? Elizabeth feels bad about running away from Nathan after Nathan said that he loves her. But makes it clear to Rosemary that she still doesn't she still hasn't made her choice. So give her a few more weeks and we'll see what happens. She also is having a tough time with the secret about Lucas's dad leaving, and it's even harder when she sees Lucas walking up with an armful of books and has the sudden urge to call him daddy.
Stop it.
Sorry, I was feeling spicy when I wrote this, apparently. Toesmary? Daddy? Oh, God, forget about it. Nathan tells Bill he doesn't have any need for the land anymore because Elizabeth ran away when I told her that I love her. And then a grumpy goose comes into town and tells Nathan he's under investigation because of the prison transfer shooting that happened last season, if you recall. There was a shooting. They're going to decide if it's his fault. Lee gets a chair in the mail. So things are really moving.
Whoa!
Lucas gets a beard trim and paid extra just in case he needs a haircut one day. Jesse wants to buy Lee's motorcycle, and so he's going to spend the entire episode riding a motorcycle. Literally, he will do nothing else aside from riding the motorcycle and walking the motorcycle. He really likes the motorcycle. Lucas's mom, Helen, continues to have unpleasant conversations with Elizabeth about her book and also prying into Elizabeth's love life, and it's great. Gowan apologizes for yelling at Ned multiple times last episode and then gives Florence flowers for no reason. I don't know. There's a big, you get flowers, Ned. It's sorry. There's a big explosion at the oil digging site, and Gowan brings a very large collection of dynamite that he always has on hand to put the fire out, which ends up working, and we looked it up, and that is science. Dynamite, the explosion.
Dynamite, it's like blowing out a candle.
Yeah.
It's
exactly
unbelievable.
right.
I'm serious.
And that's
it's
why,
not a joke.
And that's
it
why
really
when
does
you
work
true?
like that.
that's
yes.
what, yeah.
It
That's
really,
right.
I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Dynamite for an oil. Nope, that's how you get rid of it.
And
Thank you
that's
for clearing
actually-
that. That was a wait what for me, so thank you for clearing that up.
It will blow out the fire.
And that's actually why when you light dynamite, you say, let's light that candle.
No. No one says let's light that candle while lighting dynamite.
Just brand.
Let's light that candle.
Let's light that candle.
Toesmary.
Toesmary. So this thing is dynamite. Lucas tells Gowan that he's open to working together again, but can't meet all of his terms, which Gowan says and leaves. Guys, remember Lee's chair? He is still working on finding the perfect
Let's
spot.
go chair.
Woo! He's still working.
Lee's gonna sit in that chair, baby. This episode's on fire. Chair, 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 chair,
Chair, chair, chair, chair, chair, chair.
He's still working on finding the perfect spot for that chair. And I say, let's light that candle. Carson gives a different diagnosis for Ned's ankle than Faith did. And Faith accuses Carson of not respecting her medical expertise. Lucas finds out about his dad. Elizabeth, I think, spills the beans, or at least he found out that Elizabeth, I don't really remember. But either way, he's mad at Elizabeth for not telling him. Guys, I got an update on the chair. The chair breaks.
What? Did he at least get a sit in it?
He didn't.
Oh, no.
I know. Faith and Carson talk more and kind of patch things up. I don't know. I still think things are a little rocky there. Rosemary sets up a wood shop for Lee in her old spot behind the house so that he can build his own chair. You teach a man to build a chair, and he'll eat
Give
fish.
a man a chair.
The episode ends with Elizabeth catching the eyes of Nathan and also catching the eyes of Lucas and walking away. And that, my friends, was When Calls the Heart, Season 8, Episode 3, From the Ashes. We did it, everybody.
We did it.
Well, let's take a quick break, and we'll be back to break this episode down more here on Deck the Hallmark. We're back, everybody. We're talking about When Calls the Heart, Season 8, Episode 3. Having a lovely time doing it. We're going to break this down with some segments. We're going to start with a hot take. I'm going to start with you, Jax. What do you think about this episode?
Well, this is my favorite so far of season 8.
Okay.
Although I will say
It was the chair, wasn't it?
it was
Or was it the motorcycle? This is your favorite of season 8?
well of the 3 we've reviewed.
Episode
Really?
2 is better than this one. Well,
It's
there is
got
an
a chair and a
explosion.
motorcycle.
There is an explosion in this one.
Guys, Freedom Malls, they've changed my life. I'm currently wearing them. I will say though, the only thing that is funny about the fact that who thought that When Calls the Heart would need trigger warnings for me, because I'm from the coal region and my grandfather died in a mining accident.
Oh my gosh.
And my other grandfather died as a result of working
Do
in the
not
mines.
cut to Brand laughing right now. for
No,
some
I'm just
reason.
at
I know, I just got to drop that
Both
in.
of your grandfathers died. So on
yeah.
this show, occasionally we do a bit where we say to the mines when we want somebody to die. So we're not going to do that.
Oh
bit.
no, guys! I can
anymore.
laugh about
To the
tragedy.
mines with you, Jax, to
I
the
can laugh
mines.
about tragedy, but so when I actually saw this accident, it was a little bit. Obviously, I wasn't around when my
obviously,
grandfather passed
Season
away.
1, Episode 1 was a tough watch
Yeah,
for you.
it was. Yeah,
I
it really
can't
was.
believe this.
Yeah.
What's crazy is that Dan actually didn't believe that coal deaths actually existed. He's
Oh,
a
he
coal
did.
I was
conspirator.
a cold death denier.
Yeah, he was a cold
I
death
did
denier.
see them live. They were
They were phenomenal.
Fantastic.
But they make you, like-
played the Palladium
Yeah.
in Muskogee.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
They play like a bunch of shots of like coal videos,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
they just have the word hoax over it.
Yeah, they do. It's wild.
And
It's
that's actually
real.
where you that's where
Proposed
you,
to my wife.
Wait, is that true? I was like, Dan, that's true.
Is that true?
Do you
think that he proposed to his
there's
wife?
a band called Cold Death Denier that played a Palladium in a city called Muskogee where they claim there's a hoax, and I took my wife, my girlfriend at that time, to this fictional town, got down on one knee and was like, this is the moment. We both think coal deaths aren't real. Will you marry me?
Weirder things have happened. Also, I wasn't sure what.
weirder things have happened?
Nothing weirder than that has ever happened in the history of time. That's the weirdest thing that could happen.
Weirder things have happened.
Weirder things have not happened. No.
Well, Jesse the Face did ride a motorcycle around the entire episode, so
See? Oh,
For 1 second, for you to believe that is
I thought maybe part of it was a bit, but you did propose at a concert. Let me just say I'm not a complete naive. Someone just wrote, OMG, Jax. Oh, my goodness, Jax. Oh, my word. Oh, I guess I really am a dum-dum today.
No, we don't speak that way to ourselves
We
around
don't,
here.
I don't say mean things to myself.
Only positive affirmation.
I did. Oh,
Panda.
Is that true?
Is that true?
Yeah, you caught me. You caught me.
I was gonna
No one's ever died in a coal mine, and I stand by it.
That's my hot take.
What was it again? Best episode of the season.
Best episode of the season so far. I think I'm into the storyline of Jesse riding around the motorcycle because I love watching.
What do you mean the storyline?
That's not a.
I love watching men act like buffoons.
Sure.
Yeah,
It's one of my favorite
It's
things.
not a storyline.
It's not.
It isn't. It's not.
He's
one.
about to ruin their marriage for a
He
motorcycle,
is,
and he's
'cause
fine
Claire's
with
like,
it.
no, Jesse. And he's like, okay. Yes, it is.
Yes,
and
it
he
is.
buys it
Yes, it
anyway.
is.
I like reading and motorcycles. That's Jesse's personality.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So this episode's a hard one for me because on one hand there is an explosion, and on the other hand there's so little going on in this
so
episode.
little.
It's wild to me that on one hand you can have an explosion where they put out an explosion with dynamite. And yet there's also a lot of time on a motorcycle and a lot of time talking about a chair.
You think that was on purpose? They're like, we got this dynamite storyline, no pun intended.
We can't do too
Hear
much.
me out. Chair.
Yeah.
Chair.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Of course, Rosemary broke the chair.
It was a real tug of war for me in my heart because like the stuff that was going on that I liked. Like I love it when there's explosions. I love dynamite. Let's light this candle. So
Let's light
that candle.
What about that
whatever
one?
candle you want to, you can light it. And so part of this episode is the best episode of the television I've ever seen, and part of it is nothing. So that's tough. So it comes out of a draw, I think.
Part of it is nothing.
Part of it is nothing. So it's a draw. We'll see what happens next week. Dan?
Yeah, most of it is nothing. There is that one cool scene. I honestly did learn that unlike people dying in coal mines, you can put out an oil fire with dynamite.
Right.
And so I learned something. But I also learned that you can make an entire C storyline out of a chair, an entire B storyline out of a motorcycle.
So you think the motorcycle was to be
It
in the
got
chair
more
was
time
to
than
see.
the chair. And then Elizabeth and Nathan, the love triangle was definitely the D storyline, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. They started realizing people were getting mad about it. So they're like, well, we kind of made a big deal out of it, but I guess we'll just kind of brush it off to the side now.
He declared love last week. This week, nothing doing. Not a lot happens here, gang. It's a tough watch. The oil fire was cool because it seemed as though they really did it. Like, it didn't seem like green screen to me at all. It seemed like they really lit a fake oil rig on fire. And that was impressive to me, especially for when
Well, Tinker only does practical effects.
And that's where
actually
Tinker
something.
is riding the ship.
That's right.
Chair storyline, I got nothing. But
also, did you notice that chair actually broke? So like Tinker only does practical.
Yeah.
That's his bit.
he lit that candle.
Yep, he did light that candle. Feels?
Yeah, I guess I'm big into Toesmary feels.
Sure.
I'm sorry, Rosemary.
We've all been there. It can happen to anybody accidentally when you forget to close out your tabs. It can happen to anybody.
It can happen to anybody.
I think it's so sweet when she builds that little workshop for Lee, or builds it halfway, or builds it enough so that he can build it. I just thought that was a really sweet moment, and they're my favorite couple on the show. I really love them. So I was feeling the feels. And also when Fiona is like, yeah, can it be a man? I'll do it. I love when she goes to fight the fire or whatever happens, and she looks she's, again, should wear a "This Is What a Feminist Looks Like" t-shirt.
right.
There's a
think
lot
that
of fun happening
Fiona
with that.
and Faith should get way more time than probably half a dozen characters on this show, including Lee and Rosemary, including Jesse and Clara, including Bill Avery. These two women are great.
Which one's Fiona again?
Fiona runs the barbershop.
Yes.
Yes. And Faith is the other doctor.
Yeah.
Fiona and Faith.
Who's the nosy one?
Florence.
Florence. I always switch those.
No,
two.
no, I don't want any part of Florence.
Yeah.
Oh, I forget. The double deckers were telling me that you guys don't like Florence, and I didn't know. Okay.
Fiona and Faith should get way more time than they get.
I would agree with that.
They're not only, I do think there are a lot of good actors on the show. I think the characters are just paper thin and not great. Those two characters are getting shortchanged for chair storylines, people. Like, they're better than that. Like, they're good characters. They should get more. Her telling Carson off, I'm just going to skip you, easily my feels. I'm wearing the white coat, dadgummit. Like, stop it. Stop talking over me. Stop interrupting me. The white coat means something. You told me to go to school. I went to school. I know things. Stop trying to run the show. I loved that scene. It was a great scene.
Yeah, I think the explosion, like going back to that, I think it was my favorite part. I love a good explosion, and the fact that Tinker only does practical.
Tinker only does practical.
That's exactly right. Ryan Lewis doesn't do Macklemore's, but
right. Apparently
John
he does.
Well,
We
that's
found
what I
that
found out. But Tinker does only do practical, which I'm here for. I'm here for that. I'll take a quick break. We'll be right back here on Daytona. Oh, looky here, we're back.
Hey.
We're talking about When Calls the Heart Season 8, Episode 3, and I think we're going to keep on going, if that's okay.
Fair enough.
Keep going. Light that candle.
Like what?
Light that candle.
Light that candle. That's exactly right, pal. Let's go with the Wait What's, where we talk about what in this episode of television made us say, wait, what? Anything for you, Jax?
Yeah, there were two little things. So when we find out there's the explosion and Terrell Rothery is concerned about her son, naturally, and she's giving a great performance with that, and she rushes out with Elizabeth. Elizabeth is trying to calm her down. And I get that in a crisis situation, someone kind of has to be the strong one and take that on. But could she maybe be even half as worried about Lucas as she was about Nathan when she thought Nathan was shot? And that was kind of weird for me.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was, yes, I mean, Rosemary's so concerned that little Jack shouldn't sit in the chair, and then she sits in it for 2 seconds. It was barely a chair then. So it's not like she was standing on it to fix something and then it broke. Yeah. So yeah, it was a little bit like, I'm not even sure that.
How did it make the moves? Like,
how did it make the moves?
That's my big one. Is there is just no feasible way this thing gets carried across the country in a stagecoach, bumping around, and then somebody sits in it and it shatters. Come on.
And I know she's wearing a corset, but she has the tiniest little waist and probably weighs $120 wet, not even.
She is, she's tiny. There's just no world.
Yeah.
No.
Kind of like people dying in mines.
There's no way it's ever happened in the history of the world. And your
wife does too.
Yeah, no. You think I'm big on it. You should meet my wife. God, don't even bring it up.
Talk your ear off. That's your whole day. That's your whole day. I want to know the backstory, like what it was like on set for Jesse the Faced. Like he shows up, he looks, and he's like, I'm on the bike the whole episode? Like,
looked at the script. He's like, "How are we missing 5 to 80 pages?"
Like, what did that look like shooting wise? Like, how long did he have to ride the bike around the set for them to get all the shots that they used of him riding the bike? Like, was it a full day? This is Jesse's bike day, everybody. It's a closed set. I want to know like what that looked like. I'm very fascinated. I think it's just now occurring to me that Hope Valley, a town of 30, has now 2 doctors.
Yes.
2 full-blown doctors.
That was my other one.
I think that this is going to be a problem. Like, you don't need that many doctors in this little town.
They have more doctors than barbers.
But you have room to grow.
That's right.
You got room to grow.
Well, we don't have one preacher at all.
Yeah.
So what about our spiritual health?
Ooh, forget about it.
Not worried about that.
Yeah, me too.
Amen. God is good all the time.
That's exactly right. And all the time.
God, you should have said God is good, but it's fine. We'll work on it.
I thought that I was picking
I said too many things.
And that's on her.
I'm so sorry. God is good.
All the time.
All the time.
God is good.
There you go. We did everybody. Congratulations around the horn. Dan?
You took 2 big ones for me. Hope Valley has 2 doctors. The chair made it across the country. Baby Jack gets hugged, I believe, by Rosemary, and I've never seen a child.
Baby Jack,
Baby Jack, Baby Jack, Baby Jack.
Where's his dad? No?
Sombrero. Nope. Okay. So I've never seen a child more thrilled to leave a hug ever in my life. And I know the poor kid's just probably doesn't want to get hugged.
Kid's getting big.
He is like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. See you suckers. And it was great. And I just have written down, sounds like a fire call.
The horn. The explosion horn they have. Fire trucks. It sounds like a fire truck, I think, maybe. I don't know, buddy.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to write better notes.
Maybe. Toesberry. I need to. Toesberry even.
But at least I could decipher it.
Yeah.
Also, Dan, I love that you pointed out about the hug thing because in a previous episode, it was either episode 1 or 2 of season 8, they're like, go to Rosemary, and he won't. And he don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, how many times they try and get that taken? And then they're like, we give up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then now he's just fleeing hugs.
Yes.
And then my last one is that I understand that, early on I was like, man, I just want to love something as much as Jesse loves a motorcycle. But then I realized he's probably never seen one in his life. And so I give him the benefit of the doubt there. But he knows that it's gas powered, right?
I don't know.
He understands that eventually he doesn't just get to keep riding it.
If only there was a new gas station with a new owner.
That's right. But the lack of, ability to just comprehend how that thing is moving, but to still ride it was very impressive to me. That's all I got.
I was intrigued by the old bike. Like, it's a real pedal boy. Like, you got to
pedal to
really
get it
pedal that
started.
boy.
Yeah.
It's not just a...
Not just a what? I think we got it.
It's time for Hopes and Valleys. I know that was a lot of people's hopes, and you're welcome. Jax, anything for you?
My big valley of this one is that it seems like for now the Terrell Rothery storyline is wrapping up.
Yes.
And that's a freaking
So,
bummer.
I hate to
That's
see
mine
that.
too.
Oh,
I
it is.
looked on IMDb in between last week's episode.
Who's editing
Yeah.
that, by the way?
I don't know, but somebody needs to.
I wanna know. Who's
Uh,
editing? Who's
IMDb
editing?
oops, my-
IMDb.
You brought back something from, I believe, 2019.
Yes.
And somehow I didn't remember the right lyrics, and I'm
you?
sorry. And I'm sorry.
Can you try to keep up
Somehow
here?
I need to apologize here, and I do. I do.
It's a great song, by the way.
I looked up on IMDb, whoever's editing that, and it says she's only in 3 episodes, and this will be the 3rd one, and that
So is this it?
is disappointing because I don't know how that's not a storyline anymore, right? They didn't resolve it. Jax, help me
I feel
out
like
here.
this is like the James Brolin thing.
Oh, no.
They're like
No, James Brolin got off a stage coke, and he's like, not stage coke. That's a different conversation. That was similar
That's
to the
Ben
coal
Savage
mine.
has wrote in on that.
But he gets off a stagecoach at the end of season 1, and he goes, I'm the law in this. He's the judge, and he's going to hear the case. And then season 2, episode 1, no. Just gone, didn't happen. No, James who? We don't know what we're talking about. So, that was my valley, and obviously no hopes.
so bummed.
We did, everybody. Congratulations. Another episode in the books. We are
We are.
a quarter of the way through this season.
Man, it feels like it.
Yep.
I do have a What's Calling My Heart brand.
Give it to me, baby.
Yeah, email us, hello@deckthehallmark.com to tell us what's calling your heart. This is from Sarah Morgan. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Brand, Panda, and Dan. Still aging very well. I've been listening to Deck the Hallmark for about 8 months now, and I just can't get enough of it. Oh, God bless you, Sarah.
Wow.
I'm currently an intern at a lab and therefore spend a great deal of time working alone, so I've been listening through your older episodes this summer in addition to keeping up with the new ones.
I don't know how I feel about someone doing lab work listening to our podcast,
Yeah,
but
things could go wrong. At this point, I've lost count of the number of times I found myself laughing hysterically because of your shenanigans and having to pull myself together before I mess up an experiment. Sarah,
you can't do this, Sarah.
You can't listen. We appreciate the support, but if you're dealing with like beakers and test tubes and stuff, like something's gonna bunch and
That's
burn
not
down to
good.
the ground.
That's not.
You gotta like just.
There he is.
Man,
There he is, everybody.
Rippy yelling at Brand to float him a wet nap is my all-time favorite bit. Not a bit, Sarah. Rippy is here from time to time, and we'll do that.
Thank God he's not today.
And it always leaves me in hysterics. You can imagine then that I was overjoyed when he returned in last week's Win Calls the Heart episode. Growing bacteria would be significantly less fun without y'all. Also, I just need to say that I am very proudly the panda of my friend group. I'm
Wow.
often the brunt. I'm often the brunt of the jokes. I'm like the burnt of the jokes. You are panda. I'm often the brunt
Light
of the
that candle.
jokes. And they're constantly heckling me. So I have a special place in my heart for him and will miss him very much. You all have truly brightened my days. Thank you for doing what you do. Sarah in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Knoxville, right up the road.
Sarah, God bless you.
I
Thank
wonder
you
if
so
Sarah
much.
Did Sarah come to Brayman Fest? A couple
I
weeks
don't know
ago?
if Sarah coming to Brayville.
She could- she could come.
You
She
think she's
could.
in Knoxville? She thinks she's in Maryville, right next door.
Might be
Oh, you go to the
Maribel.
Pigeon Forge there in Dollywood. You go to
Dollywood. We love Dolly.
Yeah, they got all kinds of things. They got indoor mini golf.
They got indoor mango?
Indoor mini golf.
Wow.
They got indoor skydiving.
What?
Brad. You can do just about anything indoors. in
Indoor
Dollywood.
skydiving, isn't that-
It's unbelievable.
Well, there's no sky, though. What do you
No,
mean
no, no,
indoor
you can do
sky?
It. You can do it. Look,
But
they
that's
are
an
wizards.
that's an
They
oxymoron.
are wizards in Pigeon Forge.
There they are.
It's a forge for more than just pigeons. You believe you me?
Yeah,
Get your Coca-Cola
buddy.
and some peanuts.
Yeah.
You're right to go.
Yeah, buddy. Well, we had a successful episode today, everybody. We finally outed Dan as a mining.
A coal mining death denier.
I outed myself as a dumb duck.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And we talked about Pigeon Forge. So
we did it.
We did everything that we set out to do today. And you can email Dan with your angry notes about.
Send me the YouTube videos. They just don't pass the muster. They're clearly been edited.
What about next time?
Mindemic? No, not on my watch. Not on mine watch.
They keep taking that video down. Yeah. They keep taking that video down on Facebook. And all I'm saying is, if it wasn't real, why would they be taking it down?
That's right. Yeah. They're trying to hide the truth.
They're trying to hide the truth.
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg is in bed with big mind. What about next time? Until then, maybe the first wish you a
Merry Christmas.
Deck the Homework is the That Sounds Fun podcast. It's produced by Tracy Noah's name. It's recorded live in Greenville, South Carolina. For more information on Deck the Homework, you can go to deckthehomework.com.